Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus once again. I want to talk to you, if I may, about some stuff that leads to freedom and freedom we all desire. And I want to see if we can help each other get there. We are dealing with some major stuff here in America today. We're talking about racism. We're having all kind of ugly stuff happen. Black people, people of color, white people. I mean, it's just a mess. And the thing that's really, just blowing your mind is the fact that we got confusion between what the truth is, an alternative truth. That's a slap against the face, isn't it? Somebody tell you that everything that you have been taught was a lie was just another truth for somebody else who uses it for their benefit. And they use it well because you've been taught one thing and they've been training something totally different. And it just blows your mind and amazes you. And you got the camera always clicking, trying to find out and watch what it's doing. It's amazing. And so before you know it, it just choked you. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing about it is this, is we're talking about getting rid of the vices that we have to deal with every day due to races and everything we can imagine. We're going to have to make some changes. We're going to definitely have to make some changes. That's the message of the day. Changes must be made. You see, when we have, I tell you what, let's be realistic about it. We can talk about giving a little here and giving a little there and hope that it will buy us some time. But I don't think I want to waste my time with you like that tonight. I want to tell you what you're really up against. The whole world has basically been deceived. Now, when I say deceived, I mean basically that you think that this is all that there is. You've only been trained to know only that you can identify. I mean, there are people much, much smarter than we who can go and see all kinds of things, but we still, whether we look at it or not, we just see things very limited. And that's for a purpose. That's the world we live in. Control, manipulation. The truth we're never told, the exact truth. We told enough just to make us think we know something. But we don't know a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, my mission here tonight is to tell you this. You want to be free. I want you to be free. I want you to be free so bad, I'm taking this opportunity to tell you. I want you to know that this guy that you're looking at tonight wants you to be free. I want you to experience peace in your lives. Yes, I do. I want you to have joy at the things that you do in this life. And I want your dreams to come true. I want that for you. I want it for myself. And I want it for everybody else. I want you, my friends, to never have to worry about anything about being homeless, never have to worry about being hungry, never have to worry about suffering from a lack of education, never have to worry about health care, and never have to worry about a career where you get a chance to exhibit your gifts and talents and engage it in the process of creating and manifesting all of the goods and the services that's necessary to provide an abundance of the goods and services to the whole dead black human race at their need, at their want, and at their desire. My friends, I'm telling you about some great stuff. Now, basically, that is the process whereby you get a chance to make a distinction between who you are. This is the chance where you get a chance to show the world the way to peace. You get a chance to show those who have been living in darkness for so long the way to joy. You get a chance to shine like the sun every day on those beautiful days. Because now you know the truth. They've been aching for the truth. They've been lied to all their lives. But you can't come to them talking. You got to be walking. Especially religiously. I mean, they've heard so much about God till I'm almost embarrassed to say that I know God. But I say it because I know of a different God. I know of a God that is allowed to possess inside of me and allow me, my body, to be used for the work of God, to shine, to actually shine, so that others might see. Now, there's a great big thing, ladies and gentlemen, in doing this. I want you to know that this is a difficult road for those who don't understand. But for those who have seen the light, this is an easy road. It might be hesitantly frightening to some, but for those who know the truth, hey, it is an opportunity to shine. And shining is something that, hey, the world can't give it to you, and the world can't take it away. And so I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I was sitting up tonight and I was thinking about what I've been doing it all day. How am I going to say this to you to get you to understand the seriousness of this conversation that I try to bring to you? That there's a great big challenge going on. And as I was sitting there, I picked up I've been writing some notes on an envelope. So I picked up my book. You know, I want to make some notes and transfer these notes so I can maybe read them a little bit better. And as I picked it up, I turned to a particular page. I turned to a particular page that just blew my mind. It kind of summed up everything that I had been thinking about today. I had been thinking about, comparing the conduct of the senators, the way they act, that's suspect, that perhaps they're frightened. Maybe they're fighting for their lives, to be abused and put on Front Street the way they have been, and no shame. There's shame. But there's something that they're fighting for, in my estimation, that's greater than shame, and that's to stay alive. I think they've been threatened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about love. That's the difference between the world and love. The world is not about love. The world is about what it's about. It's not love. But this spiritual name, this thing that gives us light, is about love. And as I was sitting there, I turned to this page, and as it said, exactly what I had been thinking. I want to read it to you, ladies and gentlemen. It says, you talk about racism and you talk about hatred. You talk about getting rid of it. Are you sure you really want to get rid of it? We remember there was a scripture, for those of you who might be familiar, that stated, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son." They call that one Jesus. Now I'm giving you this information. For God so desired the world that a man and a woman were created. Adam. Now I ask for you to think for a moment. Does God love Jesus or Adam any different? If God is love, there is no difference between the love for Adam. There's the same love for Jesus. The love for Jesus, the same love for Adam. Now, I ask you this. Does God love Adam and Jesus more than you? Does God love Adam and Jesus more than you? Well, let's look at it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Adam represents, for this discussion or this analogy, the fallen man. The fallen man. And Jesus represents the complete man. Now, I'm going to say some things that I'm sure that you would concur. Adam's world is represented by division, deception, lies, violence, hatred, poverty, racism, bigotry, haves and have-nots, jails and prisons, terror and war. These are just to name a few. Now, does that sound like a place perhaps that you might be familiar with? Does that sound like maybe your nation, your state, your city, your home? Wow. That's the world. That's the world we have been introduced to. That's the world we were born into. That's the world whereby we have formed who we are. Everything. Our religion is all about that. Our lives are all about the world's way. Now, Jesus represented peace, prosperity, freedom, joy of life, and fulfilled dreams, and martyrdom. Now, Adam's world claims that Jesus died to pay for their sins as they continue approving evil every day. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what is happening in the world today. The deception is spread all across the place, all across the world. And everything that you're in, there's a whole bunch of deception in it. In your religion, there's deception in it, whether it is intended to be or not. You can bet your last money when it was started, it was an intention. Now, it probably come on down the line, other people are just ignorant of the fact, but it's there nonetheless. All of it is shaped that way. And so when we find ourselves being aware of these things, whoo boy, it's because we've had the heart to want to know. We've had the desire to reach out. Now, what happens? Here is the distinction about what life is all about. I think I might just close the book. Here's what it's all about. Being the light, the one that I'm telling you about. I'm not telling you about negotiating and bargaining as the Democrats and Republicans are going to be doing in relationship to your life. But here's the main thing. When you become a light, you stand up and do as I indicated. That's the purpose of being here, to be an expression of love in the midst of darkness. To be an expression of love in the midst of darkness so others. And by so doing that, when you have come to that point where you can really stand clear, they're going to kill you. That's the evidence that you are. You heard the expression? There's no greater love than a man can give his life for others. In the pursuit of life, what is your reward? The life. So don't be playing these games. You can stop talking about you. Oh, I don't want to go there. I just want to thank you for giving me this your time. This is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.